Welcome to Life Lessons. Today, we will explore the secrets to freeing ourselves from suffering based on the teachings of the Buddha. These timeless lessons will help you find peace and happiness from within. Let's get started. Have you ever felt trapped in negative thoughts and anxiety? Don't worry, because in this video, you will discover practical tips from the Buddha's teachings to liberate your mind and find tranquility. The causes of suffering according to the Buddha. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from three poisons of the mind: greed, desire, hatred, anger, and delusion, ignorance. These states cloud our perception and lead us to pain. But the good news is that we can eliminate these poisons through mindfulness and meditation practice. Acceptance and letting go. One of the most important lessons from the Buddha is to accept impermanence. Everything in life changes: emotions, circumstances, and even relationships. When we understand and accept this, our minds become lighter and no longer entangled in things beyond our control. Practicing mindfulness to achieve liberation. Mindfulness is the art of living in the present. By focusing on our breath and observing our thoughts without judgment, we can calm our minds and find inner peace. Try spending a few minutes each day meditating or simply sitting quietly and feeling your own presence. Compassion and wisdom, keys to transforming the soul. The Buddha emphasized that compassion and wisdom are two essential elements for overcoming suffering. By nurturing love for others and ourselves, we release negative emotions and replace them with serenity. At the same time, wisdom helps us recognize the true nature of life and let go of unrealistic expectations. Meditation, the path to liberation. Meditation is a powerful method for calming the mind and achieving balance. You can start by focusing on your breath. Then gradually move towards reflective meditation to gain a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Suffering is a part of life, but you can overcome it by applying the Buddha's teachings. Remember, true peace lies within you, waiting to be discovered. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Life Lessons channel to continue your journey of learning and personal growth. Part 1: The Causes of Suffering. According to the Buddha, all suffering arises from three main causes: greed, hatred, and delusion. These are known as the three poisons because they are toxic elements that pollute the mind, leading to pain and unhappiness. Let's explore each of these causes in detail. 1. Greed, excessive desire. Greed is the relentless craving for things we desire, including money, power, status, or material pleasures. When our minds are dominated by desire, we easily fall into states of anxiety and restlessness, fearing the loss of what we have or the failure to attain what we want. The Buddha taught that the nature of greed is attachment to the illusion of happiness derived from external sources. However, everything in life is impermanent, nothing lasts forever. Thus, when we cling to uncertain things, we create our own suffering. Real-life example: a person who constantly craves more money will never feel satisfied. Even when achieving financial success, they worry about losing it or wanting even more. This creates a vicious cycle of anxiety and suffering. Solution: the Buddha advises us to practice gratitude and be content with what we have. Live simply, appreciate the present, and reduce attachment to material possessions to free the mind. 2. Hatred, anger and resentment. Hatred encompasses negative emotions that arise from frustration, resentment, or jealousy. When anger arises, the mind becomes disturbed, harming both ourselves and others. The Buddha likened hatred to holding a hot coal to throw at someone else. The first person to get burned is the one holding it. Real-life example: a person who is slandered by a colleague may harbor anger, leading to stress and sleeplessness. Instead of letting go, they allow their anger to control their actions and thoughts. Solution: the Buddha teaches that compassion is the antidote to hatred. Learn to forgive, put yourself in others' shoes, and understand that everyone makes mistakes. Focus on nurturing love to reduce negative energy. 3. Delusion, ignorance. Delusion is the lack of understanding or misperception of the true nature of life. This includes confusing true happiness with temporary satisfaction from material things. Delusion causes people to cling to illusions and fear change. Real-life example. A person who believes that financial success is the only measure of happiness may feel life is meaningless after experiencing failure, not realizing that true happiness comes from inner peace. Solution: wisdom is the key to dispelling the darkness of ignorance. The Buddha encourages us to practice meditation, learn teachings, and engage in self-reflection to understand the impermanent nature of life. As wisdom develops, we will learn to let go of illusions and find true freedom. Part 2: Acceptance and Letting Go. Host: the Buddha teaches that to free ourselves from suffering, we must learn to accept and let go. This is one of the essential steps to achieving tranquility and peace of mind. Let's delve deeper into the three main aspects of acceptance and letting go according to the Buddha's teachings. 1. Accepting impermanence. Everything in life changes. The Buddha taught that life is impermanent, anicca. From the birth and death of beings to the fluctuations of emotions and circumstances. Nothing lasts forever. We often experience suffering when we cling to things that cannot be held on to. For example, when we lose a loved one or when our living conditions change. We feel unsettled because we cannot accept the truth. To overcome this, the Buddha advises us to observe and meditate on the nature of impermanence. We should learn to accept that everything in life has a beginning and an end. When we understand this principle, our minds become lighter and no longer bound by illusions. 2. Letting go of expectations. One of the primary causes of suffering is the expectations we place on ourselves and others. We often expect things to go our way. But when reality does not meet our expectations, we feel disappointment and frustration. The Buddha pointed out that expectations are a source of suffering because they cause us to live in attachment and anxiety. Letting go of expectations does not mean abandoning our goals or dreams. Instead, it means accepting whatever outcomes may arise without allowing them to control our emotions. Practice gratitude and appreciate what you have, rather than putting excessive pressure on yourself or others. 3. Meditation and mindfulness. Meditation, samatha, and mindfulness, vipassana, are essential practices that help us let go of suffering. Through meditation, we learn to focus on the present and observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This helps us understand the nature of the mind and release negative thoughts. A simple exercise is breath meditation. Sit quietly, focusing on each inhale and exhale. When your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to your breath. This practice calms the mind and creates inner peace. Additionally, mindfulness in daily activities is crucial. Pay attention to every action, from eating and walking to interacting with others. When we live mindfully, we are less likely to get caught up in negative emotions and can easily let go of unnecessary burdens. Acceptance and letting go are keys to overcoming suffering and finding peace in life. According to the Buddha's teachings, practicing acceptance of impermanence, letting go of expectations, and cultivating meditation will help us free ourselves from psychological binds. Apply these lessons to your daily life to gradually build a resilient and peaceful mind. Part 3: Practicing mindfulness according to Buddhist teachings. Mindfulness is one of the core lessons in the Buddha's teachings. It is a method that helps us live consciously, maintain focus on each present moment, and learn to master our emotions, thereby achieving inner peace and freedom. In the modern world, where our minds are often swept away by anxieties, worries, and negative thoughts, practicing mindfulness is more important than ever. Here are 3 basic, simple, yet effective methods of practicing mindfulness that the Buddha taught. 1. Observing the breath. Among all mindfulness practices, observing the breath is one of the simplest and forms the foundation for developing awareness. The Buddha taught that the breath is a bridge connecting the body and the mind, the physical and the spiritual. By focusing on our breath, we help our minds remain undistracted, avoiding immersion in unconscious thoughts or worries about the future. To begin practicing, find a quiet place and sit comfortably but not lazily. Pay attention to each inhale and exhale. As you breathe in, recognize that you are breathing in. As you breathe out, recognize that you are breathing out. There's no need to adjust or change your breath. Simply observe it naturally and freely. When your mind starts to wander and thoughts intrude, there's no need to judge or worry. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath. Each time you do this is a moment of practicing awareness, a moment of learning to master your mind. This practice can help you identify mental states like anxiety, stress, or fatigue, allowing you to release them gently without being controlled by them. 2. Observing thoughts. An important part of practicing mindfulness is observing our thoughts. We often do not realize that we are caught in a whirlpool of thoughts, which can lead to negative emotions, anxiety, fear, or anger dominating our minds. The Buddha taught that to escape suffering, we need to be clearly aware of each of our thoughts. This practice is not about stopping thoughts or abandoning them but about recognizing them without judgment. When we simply observe our thoughts without getting attached to them, we see that they come and go, like clouds drifting across the sky. When a negative thought arises, instead of immersing ourselves in feelings of anger or worry, we can recognize it by saying, "This is anxiety," or "This is anger," and allow it to fade away. This can be practiced at all times, not just while meditating. Whether walking, working, or interacting with others, you can apply mindfulness to recognize your thoughts. This practice helps us understand the nature of the mind, how thoughts lead to emotions, and thereby reduces the impact of negative thoughts in our lives. 3. Practicing compassion. Compassion is one of the important qualities that the Buddha encouraged us to develop. Compassion is not only love for others but also love for ourselves. By practicing compassion, we open our hearts to embrace everyone and also accept ourselves lovingly, without judgment. Compassion is an awareness of our own suffering and the suffering of others. When we understand our own pain, we can empathize with the pain of others, fostering compassion and sharing. This is one of the ways we nurture peace and happiness in our lives. To practice compassion, we can start with small actions, such as taking time to care for ourselves, creating quiet moments for ourselves, or speaking gently and kindly to those around us. When you practice compassion toward yourself, you will also learn to love and share with others. Compassion knows no bounds, it can extend to all beings in this world. Mindfulness is not a difficult technique or a complex method. It is simply about focusing on the present, observing, and being clearly aware of what is happening in each moment of life. Through practicing mindfulness, we learn to master our minds, control our emotions, and nurture a heart filled with love and compassion. In our busy and anxious lives, practicing mindfulness helps us regain peace and freedom. By observing the breath, recognizing thoughts, and practicing compassion, we can create profound changes in our lives, making it more meaningful and fulfilling. This is the path that leads us to enlightenment and liberation, according to the Buddha's teachings. Part 4. Lessons on Compassion and Wisdom in Buddhist Teachings. In Buddhist teachings, compassion, metta, and wisdom, panna, are seen as two essential elements on the path to liberation from suffering. They are the wings that help individuals transcend pain and achieve spiritual freedom. The Buddha taught that without either of these factors, the path of practice will be incomplete. Compassion and wisdom are not only virtues necessary for spiritual life but also the foundation for building a happy and peaceful existence. 1. Compassion, metta, love and understanding. In Buddhism, compassion is not just simple love, it is a deep understanding of the suffering of others. Compassion is the ability to feel the pain of those around us and the desire to bring them relief. The Buddha taught that to practice compassion, we need to have an open perspective and an unbiased heart, extending our love not only to our loved ones but also to strangers, and even to our enemies. Compassion begins with self-love. When we learn to love and care for ourselves, we will be able to love and care for others. This unconditional love is not influenced by hatred or anger. It involves accepting both our own and others' weaknesses and suffering. To practice compassion, we can start with small actions in our daily lives. Gentle words, caring gestures, and a tolerant attitude towards others will help cultivate compassion. Take time to listen to others, understand, and share in their feelings. Compassion also helps reduce resentment and hatred, which only increase suffering and fatigue the mind. 2. Wisdom, panna, understanding the nature of life. Wisdom in Buddhism is not ordinary knowledge but a profound understanding of the nature of life and all phenomena. The Buddha taught that wisdom is the ability to see through everything, recognizing impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Wisdom helps us avoid being trapped in illusions and deceived by desires and fears. Wisdom can be developed through reflection and meditation. When we recognize that everything in life changes and nothing is fixed, we become less attached to what is not truly important. All things have a beginning and an end. And understanding this helps us reduce fear and anxiety about changes in life. One method to develop wisdom is to reflect on the Four Noble Truths. Which are the four truths about life taught by the Buddha? The Four Noble Truths include 1. Dukkha, suffering. All things are marked by suffering, from aging and illness to loss and separation. 2. Samudaya, origin of suffering. The cause of suffering is the insatiable desires and attachments. 3. Nirodha, cessation of suffering. It is possible to end suffering by eliminating desires and attachments. 4. Magga, path to the cessation of suffering. The path leading to the cessation of suffering is the Eightfold Path, which includes right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Understanding the Four Noble Truths will help us develop wisdom and overcome misconceptions about the nature of life. Wisdom is the clear recognition of these principles and their application in daily life, thereby reducing suffering and finding inner peace. 3. Compassion and wisdom, two interconnected elements. Compassion and wisdom are not separate elements, they are closely intertwined. Compassion cannot develop without wisdom. And wisdom cannot be perfected without compassion. The Buddha teaches that with wisdom, we understand that all beings desire happiness and wish to avoid suffering. With compassion, we know how to help others overcome their pain while maintaining our own mental clarity and not being disturbed by suffering. Compassion helps us face the world with tolerance and kindness, while wisdom allows us to understand that tolerance and kindness are not signs of weakness but a profound understanding of the nature of life. Wisdom enables us to see suffering clearly, and compassion guides us in finding ways to alleviate that suffering. Together, these two factors create a pathway to liberation, helping us transcend the bonds of greed, hatred, and delusion, thus achieving inner freedom. Compassion and wisdom are essential elements in the practice of Buddhist teachings. Compassion nurtures love and tolerance, while wisdom provides a clear understanding of the nature of life, helping us break free from illusions and suffering. Both elements lead to enlightenment, liberation from suffering and pain. If we practice compassion and wisdom harmoniously, we can live a fulfilling life, full of happiness and peace. Part 5. Practicing meditation to free the mind from suffering. Meditation is one of the essential methods that helps us liberate the mind from suffering and rediscover inner peace and tranquility. The Buddha taught that meditation is not merely a technique or practice, it is a path leading to enlightenment, enabling us to free ourselves from all forms of pain and achieve absolute freedom. Meditation helps us master our minds, reduce attachment to negative emotions, and let go of unnecessary thoughts. Below are 3 basic meditation methods taught by the Buddha. Concentration meditation, samatha, insight meditation, vipassana, and the habit of daily meditation. 1. Concentration meditation, samatha. Concentration meditation, or samatha, is a method that helps us calm the mind by focusing on a specific object, such as the breath, natural sounds, or a mantra. The goal of concentration meditation is to quiet the mind, minimize distractions, and stabilize it, allowing us to perceive everything more clearly and calmly. By focusing on a single object, we cultivate patience and attention, reducing disturbances and worries in our hearts. To practice concentration meditation, find a comfortable seated position, keeping your body straight and relaxed. Your eyes can be closed or open, depending on your preference. Begin by focusing on your breath. Pay attention to each inhale and exhale, noticing each sensation that the breath brings. When your mind starts to wander, gently bring your attention back to your breath. Each time you do this is an opportunity to practice mindfulness and mental control, helping you maintain peace in all situations. Concentration meditation can also be practiced using the sounds of nature, such as flowing water, birdsong, or the wind. These sounds help you connect with your surroundings, creating a sense of calm and enhancing your focus. Regular practice of concentration meditation will strengthen your mind, making it less susceptible to external disturbances. 2. Insight meditation, vipassana. Insight meditation, or vipassana, is a method that helps us gain a clear understanding of the nature of life and all phenomena, especially characteristics like impermanence, suffering, and non-self. The purpose of insight meditation is to help us grasp the truth about life, thereby reducing attachment and suffering. A key lesson in insight meditation is recognizing that everything in life is impermanent, meaning that nothing lasts forever and everything is in constant change. When we fully understand impermanence, we cease to cling to material possessions, emotions, or relationships, as we come to see that all things eventually come to an end. This attachment is a primary cause of suffering. To practice insight meditation, we can begin by reflecting on our bodies. Identify each part and feel their presence. Then, we can contemplate the emotions and thoughts in our minds, acknowledging them without judgment. This helps us realize that feelings such as anger, fear, and anxiety are merely temporary phenomena, not the essence of who we are. While practicing insight meditation, we can also observe everything around us. Recognizing that all things are impermanent and transient helps us lessen our attachment to what is not truly important. When we clearly understand the nature of impermanence, we can live more freely, unburdened by desires or fears. 3. The habit of daily meditation. To reap the long-term benefits of meditation, maintaining a daily meditation practice is crucial. The Buddha taught that consistent practice leads to a clearer and more peaceful mind. You don't need to devote a lot of time, just 10 to 15 minutes each day of sitting in meditation is sufficient. But what matters is practicing steadily and with focus. Daily meditation not only helps reduce stress and anxiety but also creates a quiet space in our hearts, allowing us to face life's challenges with calmness and clarity. Establishing a meditation habit enables us to maintain peace even in stressful situations, preventing our minds from being swept away by negative thoughts. During each meditation session, you can apply one of the methods, such as concentration or insight meditation, depending on your goals and circumstances. As you persist in your practice, the benefits of meditation will gradually become evident in your daily life. You will feel more peaceful, less easily shaken, and learn to live fully in the present moment. Meditation is a powerful tool to help us free the mind from suffering and pain. The 3 basic methods: concentration meditation, samatha, insight meditation, vipassana, and the habit of daily meditation all share a common goal: to stabilize the mind, gain clear insight into the nature of life, and reduce attachment to unnecessary things. Through practicing meditation, we can achieve inner peace, liberate ourselves from suffering, and live a life that is free, happy, and fulfilling. Conclusion. Suffering is an unavoidable part of each of our lives. Whether we want it or not, difficulties, anxieties, and insecurity will always appear on our life journey. However, with the profound guidance of the Buddha, we can find a path to liberation, reduce suffering, and live a healthier life. One of the most effective ways to achieve this is through practicing meditation and mindfulness. Mindfulness helps us keep our minds in the present, preventing us from being swept away by the past or worrying about the future. Meditation allows us to find tranquility, master our emotions, and gain clear insight into the nature of life. As we practice meditation and mindfulness, we gradually feel a shift in our hearts, worries and tensions fade, replaced by peace, lightness, and relaxation. From this, we gain clearer perspectives on life, minimizing poor decisions driven by distraction and distress. Start practicing meditation and mindfulness today. Just 10 to 15 minutes each day can make a significant difference in how you face life. Don't let suffering dominate your mind, take control and seek peace in each moment. Meditation is not just a method. It is a path to enlightenment and liberation from pain. If you find this video helpful, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the Life Lessons channel for more valuable teachings. We are always ready to share deep knowledge and practices to help you live a more peaceful, tranquil, and happy life. Thank you for watching. And we hope to see you again in future videos as we continue exploring and learning valuable lessons from Buddhist teachings. Start today to gradually discover the path to liberation and live a truly fulfilling life.